שמע שיר חדש
Okay, today we're going to discuss Hilchos Tzitzis, discussing how far the obligation of Tzitzis goes. Meaning, we know in the day, we discussed in the last year, in the day everyone wears Tzitzis. It's almost a chiyuv, or if it's not a chiyuv, then it's a very good thing to do. We discussed that really you don't need to go and buy a four-cornered garment in order to make yourself obligated. But we quoted the Shulchan Aruch that it's nachon v'toiv, it's correct and good to buy yourself a beged, a garment of four corners, and that will give you the mitzvah of tzitzis, and through that you should be mekayim a mitzvah. Today we're going to talk about if at night there is also a mitzvah of tzitzis. Everyone knows there's something about it. There's something about it. You're less mechuyev. We want to get to the bottom of this and really discuss it properly. Let's start with source number 1. This is a Gemara in Menachos, Daf Mem Gimel Amud Aleph. We're going to start, if you see the Gemara, it's the second line. Tanu Rabbanon, Taf Reish, Tanu Rabbanon. Hakoil chayovin b'tzitzis, everyone is obligated in tzitzis. Koyanim, Leviim, v'Yisraelim, all different types of Jews. Koyanim, Leviim, Yisraelim. Geirim, Noshim va'avodim. Yeah, I do not know why it brings in Geirim. I do not know why. I had this question. The Gemara says women are mechuyev, avodim, slaves are mechuyev. Let's see. We have to hold our horses. See where we get to. Reb Shimon poiter b'noshim. Reb Shimon says you're poiter b'noshim. I don't think anyone here has seen ladies wearing tzitzis. I haven't seen it yet. In this neighborhood, yeah? Oh, really? Okay. I don't know if they're coming from this Gemara. Could be some other type of motive. Okay, so we have a machlekes in the Gemara. Are ladies mechuyev in tzitzis, or are ladies not mechuyev in tzitzis? Reb Shimon explains himself. Why are ladies not mechuyev in tzitzis? Says the Gemara, mitpnei, because shemitzvah asay shazman gramahu. It's a mitzvah asay shahazman grama. The time causes it. We know there's two types of mitzvahs when it comes to ladies being mechuyev. There's one type of mitzvah which is irrelevant of time. Irrelevant of time, we have a mitzvah. Emunah on Hashem, chiyav, emunah on Hashem the whole time. V'haftarecha kamoich, it's the whole time. And so on and so on. There's many, many mitzvahs which are the whole time. And then there's some, like sukkah, like shofar, which it's, especially, sukkah is only 7 days a year. Alright? Shofar is only on Rosh Hashanah, you're mechuyev to listen to shofar. Whenever we have such a thing, it's called a mitzvah saseh, a positive commandment, shehazman grama. The time has caused it to come. The rule is, a mitzvah saseh, a positive commandment, shehazman grama, which the time has caused it to come. Ladies are potter. They have no mitzvah. No mitzvah whatsoever. No mitzvah whatsoever. We know that ladies come and hear shofar, and we know ladies, some of them sit in the sukkah, right? But that's like somewhat of an extra thing. There's even a big machlekes if they're allowed to make a bracha in the sukkah. If they don't have a mitzvah, how can they say v'tzivanu? How can they say they're commanded? It's a big discussion. But most people do. The ladies do make a bracha. They're allowed to. Ashkenaz, Sfadim don't. Oh yeah, interesting.
It's like the Lulav and Esrog, I heard.
Yeah. Do ladies, Lulav and Esrog is only 7 days a year. Ladies are potter. Do they make a bracha? So Rabbi Poston is saying Ashkenazim do, Sfadim don't.
Do the action?
Sorry?
Do they do the action without the bracha?
Yes. Yeah.
They can if they want.
Yeah, they don't need to. But they get mitzvah. Okay. But that's not the main topic today. We have a machlekes in the Gemara. Are ladies obligated in tzitzis? We have two opinions. Rabbanon, they say they are obligated. And we have Reb Shimon, they say they are not obligated. The Rabbanon say they are obligated because Rabbanon believe Tzitzis applies by day and by night.
So it becomes not a time.
So then it's not a mitzvah saseshas man groma.
24/7.
It's 24/7. But Reb Shimon says it's a mitzvah saseshas man groma. Mitzvah saseshas man groma, it's caused by time. Why? Because at night you are potter from tzitzis. Let's see that in the Gemara. The Gemara is going to say, if you go to the wide lines, 3 lines down, in the middle of the Gemara, Reb Shimon Poiter B'Noshim. You got that? Reb Shimon Poiter B'Noshim. It's 3 lines down from the wide lines. Says the Gemara, Reb Shimon Poiter B'Noshim my timer. Why does Reb Shimon say Noshim, ladies are exempt? To Reb Shimon, my timer to Reb Shimon. So Reb Shimon Poiter B'Noshim. That Reb Shimon says you're exempt, Noshim are exempt. My timer to Reb Shimon. What's the reasoning? To Tanya, because it says in the Brisa, Uri Isim Oisai. Everyone knows this pasuk. We say it twice a day. Uri Isim Oisai. You should see it. Prat Lixus Laila. That tells us it's excluding a night garment. Note the language used by the Gemara. It doesn't say Uri Isim Oisai Prat Laila. It's excluding night. It says Lixus Laila. A night garment. That's really interesting. Why are we saying a night garment? Shouldn't we say excluding night? Wouldn't that be the correct language? Let's put that at the back of our head. Okay, the Gemara goes on and has a droshes type of Gemara. But one thing we're going to take out the Gemara is there's a machlekes Reb Shimon and Rabbanon if you are mechuyev at night. Let's go to the next source. This is the Rosh. The Rosh is one of the Rishonim. Very, very important when it comes to psak, the actual halacha lamaisa. Let's go. It's 3 lines up, right at the end of the line. It's an abbreviation, right at the end of the line. Oimer Rabbeinu Tam. Rabbeinu Tam says.
The Rosh is alright. Yeah, go ahead, sorry.
Okay. Oimer Rabbeinu Tam says. That we said here, Prat Lixus Laila, that tzitzis is excluding Exus Laila, night garment, which we're loosely translating as excluding wearing tzitzis at night. Hainu Ksus Amiyuchad Laila. That means a garment which is especially for night. So a garment that you only wear at night. Pajamas, a dressing gown, these types of things. I know you might say that a dressing gown, you wear it also in the day, You guys still waltzing around halfway through the day in the dressing gown. But, generally, there are some things they only wear at night. Abel says the Rosh, Ksus hamayuchad liyoim, if you have a garment which is special for the day, ein boy mishum kalayim. He's getting into something slightly different. Ein mishum kalayim, he means to say that it's not potter. It's not potter from tzitzis, and even if you wear a day garment at night, you have a chiyuv tzitzis. This is the famous shitta of the Rosh. The Rosh says, if we pointed out when we learned the Gemara Eastern, we say, Prat Lixus Laila, such an interesting choice of language if we're trying to say you're not obligated to wear tzitzis at night. Why does it say Ksus Laila, a night garment? Says Rabbi Tam, it means literally. You're excluded from wearing a beged, a garment of tzitzis, if it's miyuchad lalayla, if it's a nighttime garment. But if you have a daytime garment which you're wearing at night, you're mechuyev to put on tzitzis. This kind of throws a spanner into the works, right? Everyone loosely knows that tzitzis, nighttime, people are mekel. But the Rosh here says that if you have a daytime garment, so let's take a shirt. Somebody's wearing a shirt and that has 4 corners on it. Somebody's wearing a long coat. All right, maybe we'll get to discuss this. If you think about it, I don't know if you get them in Israel, but in England you get them. It's a long coat. They have pointy corners. And at the back, they also have, it's like split at the back. It's like a fancy looking coat. We also have two corners.
Oh, the Prince Albert or something.
What's up?
Prince Albert.
Like a raincoat.
Prince Albert.
Burberry raincoats.
Right. M&S in our language. M&S. Right. Marks and Spencer. This is your classic fancy Marks and Spencer coat. Oh, he loves it. Right. A fancy Marks and Spencer coat. Right. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Right. You have to be careful. If you have two corners at the front and it's two corners at the back, generally suits, they're not straight, right? They're rounded. What's up? It's a daytime garment. Right? So take your classic fancy coat. It will have, if you wear it at night, you have a chiyuv tzitzis. Of course, if you wear it in the day. We'll have to see, maybe we'll discuss what you're meant to do with such a type of garment. If you look at the Rabbonish, the classic rabbi, the next time he walks past you, I'm talking about the guy with the frack ones, yeah?
Capote.
The capote, right? If you look at the Chabad ones.
What is your tuk?
I don't know what that is.
Same word.
Same words. Okay. Let's say a Rabbanut Rav or a Rav in a yeshiva, they wear a frack. That's the same thing. They have two pointy corners, and at the back, two pointy corners. That's your classic mitzvah of tzitzis. So if you check, you'll see it's specially rounded. One of the, I think it's at the back usually. You have one of them which is rounded. So then it doesn't have four corners because it's rounded. That's how they get out of this problem of tzitzis. Because otherwise they'll be walking around with tzitzis on the frack. I mean, it's not a bad thing, but they don't do it.
You'll get used to it pretty quick.
Yeah, could be because it will drag on the floor. Tzitzis shouldn't be dragging on the floor. It's bezoina mitzvah. So it's so far down. Okay, anyway, that was a little bit off the point. Getting back to the point. We have just seen an earth-shattering Rosh. The Rosh says that all this ideas we have in our head about being potter at night, he's put it into dust, he's ground it up. If it's a nighttime garment, you have a dressing gown, which is fancy, you can get fancy dressing gowns, yeah? It's cut into a corner at the front and two corners at the back, then you're potter, because it's a ksus, it's a garment which is especially for night. And that, you're potter even during the day. If you're walking around during the day saying you're not well, somebody's not well, so they're walking around in the dressing gown during the day and their pajamas, right? So it's got four corners on. During the day, you have a chiyuv, you have a mitzvah of tzitzis. The Rosh will turn around to tell you, no, prat liksus laila means a night garment, you're potter. That's it. You don't need to put any tzitzis on. Because this is something for the night, even during the day. But it comes out of chumrah on the other side. If you're wearing a ksus yoim at night, you're wearing a fancy coat at night, which has got four corners garment, you have to put on tzitzis during the night. So this is a whole new shitta in Rishonim, which is less spoken about. Now we are going to go to the Rambam.
You have the complete Rambam?
It's It's from Zayin till Ches.
Oh, I was wondering what the Ches was.
Right. Yeah, it's also linked, but you just need Halacha Zayin. Source number 3, Halacha Zayin. Perhaps we need to give a little bit of background. In the olden days when they really had tcheles, or maybe even before that, Takanas Chazal, the Duraisa, the mitzvah min Torah of wearing tzitzis was oiva on Shatnas. What does that mean? The beged, the garment, could be made of linen, and tcheles is wool. Right? The tcheles which we put on tzitzis, that's made of wool. You can't have wool and linen together. The Gemara learns out a drasha, the wool and linen. If it's for tzitzis, you're allowed to. It's a big chiddush. Your classic mitzvah of tzitzis spoken about in the Gemara is shatnas. We've learned now. It's the psukim are written together. Can't remember the exact lashon of the pasuk.
It's only when you have the real tcheles.
Yeah. Do you know what? I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, you know for sure?
Yeah, otherwise, you cannot wear the kalayim.
Oh yeah? It's only with the real tcheles.
Only if we had the real tcheles. That's why when people tell me they know for sure this is tcheles, today, I say, would you be willing to wear shatnas? And they all say no.
Okay, a person says it's only with the real tcheles as a doicha. Okay. We're going to see in the Rambam, even in the...
That's a halachic question, not a personal preference question. If what you're doing is halachically correct, it has its halachic consequences.
Okay. Let's see the Rambam. Says the Rambam, Ksus shel pishton, a garment of pishton, which is linen, I guess somewhat, flax, whatever. Ein matidim bat tcheles, don't put on it tcheles. Ela oisin halav mavad, just put on the white strings, which shel chute pishton of linen, right? So if you have a linen garment, don't get into problems of shatnez. Stay out of it. Why? Says the Rambam, it's not because tzitzis is pushed away because of shatnez. That's not why. Because we just said before that we have a special drasha that you're allowed to do kilayim, you're allowed to do shatnez by tzitzis. Elo, gezeira midivreim. The Rabbanan Chazzal made a gezeira. Shemi iskase bo balaylo. They're worried you're going to wear it at night. She'enas man chiv tzitzis. It's not the time of tzitzis at night. V'nimtza oiva al lois asay be'ez she'ein sham mitzvahs asay. It comes out you'll be over. You will transgress issa of shatnez at the time when you don't have a mitzvah asay. Now I want to go over that and read that carefully. Or I want someone else over here. Shlomo, Reb Shlomo. You need to learn the Rambam for us. Ksus shel pishton, learn the Rambam. Is the Rambam agreeing with the Rosh?
Do they sell ksus shel pishton today in the market?
I don't think so. No. I don't think so. It's where we go with wool now. Wool, cotton.
Only wool strings.
Yeah, wool strings. He's talking about a ksus, the garment.
No, the ones with hechshers. Any tzitzis, like gadol and katan that has a hechsher, it's made from the wool or cotton or something. But not
The garment or the strings?
all strings are made only from
Wool.
and the garments are only made with hechshers from wool, cotton,
Right.
Or
Wool.
silk is
not silk.
I think
those t-shirts
silk.
Silk?
For the garment.
That's very interesting.
Oh, yes.
That's very interesting.
Well, I'm talking about seeing it in England. It's a sort of because it was still like a United type shul in England. Not so much anymore. But I remember for like years ago.
That they had silk tzitzis?
The silk or nylon talit.
This is the next share. The next share is what type of garment is the chiv tzitzis. We're going to talk about that, but it's interesting you're saying that they used to have silk tzitzis. The garment was made of silk. Yeah, not the chutin, not the strings. Correct. Right.
Look, I have silk on the tzitzis right here.
Okay, but that's not the main part of the beged.
No, but they put it on here on purpose.
Right, to make it strong.
No.
Why?
It's probably some sort of custom.
Yeah.
Probably from Kabbalah, I'm assuming.
Oh, okay.
For enforcement.
But
No, it isn't a thing.
It's a chiv to reinforce the corners. It has to be reinforced somehow.
Okay. Fine. I want new.
You're saying it's like Cholet and the Rosh because he says it's demanded, not the beggar.
There you go, Reb Shlomo. If you look at the Rambam and you take off your glasses and you really put your nose in the Rambam, you see what he's saying. He can't be learning like the Rosh. If he'd be learning like the Rosh, that when it says you're potter at night, that you're potter from a garment of a night garment, you're potter from a night garment, he wouldn't be using the words Shemi Yiskasaba Balayla. Maybe you'll put it on at night. She'enos man chiv tzitzis. That it's not a time of chiv tzitzis. It's not that it's not a time of chiv tzitzis. It is a time of chiv tzitzis. If you're wearing a ksus yoim, if you're wearing a day garment, according to the Rosh, you're mechuyev to wear it at night. So it's not because it's not the time of chiv tzitzis. Maybe you're worried you're going to put it on a nighttime garment. I don't know what the problem will be then. But the Rambam seems to learn differently. Seems to learn like the way we all thought until we came to the shir. That, what it means that you're potter at night, it means nighttime, you don't need to wear tzitzis. That's what it means. That's what the Rambam holds, and lots of Rishonim hold like him, lots of Rishonim hold like the Rosh, lots of Rishonim hold like the Rambam. So now, let's recap. We have a Gemara, the Gemara says it's machlekes of ladies and mochiv and tzitzis and all. Do ladies need to wear tzitzis? What's the argument based on? Whether at night there's a mitzvah to wear tzitzis. Now, what does it mean at night there's a mitzvah to wear tzitzis? We have the Shitta of the Rosh who says it means a beged, a garment which is only for the night. If you wear a beged which is only for night during the day, there's no need to wear tzitzis. A beged shel yoim, a beged which you wear during the day and you wear it at night, you need to wear tzitzis. Okay, then we have the Rambam which says what we would understand simply is there's a time. It becomes dark outside, no need to wear tzitzis. Light outside, wear tzitzis. Much more straightforward. Okay. Now, I'd like to pose an interesting question. Let's go through some examples of various different garments if they're day or night. All right? So, let's say a coat. Go on, what's a coat? Day or night? Both. Actually, we didn't talk about this, but if you have a day and night garment, then you're also mechuyev according to the Rosh. If you have a day and night garment, you're also mechuyev to wear it according to night. So a coat, that's one. Let's take a t-shirt. Let's say it has a slit over here and a slit over here. What was that, day or night? Day? Okay, day. What happens if I take off my tzitzis? I'll show you a regular beged of tzitzis that you buy in the store. It doesn't have tzitzis on. Is that a day or a night garment?
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter?
No, you shouldn't put 4-winged beged without tzitzis. It doesn't matter if it's not a day.
But we're going now according to the Rosh. Right? According to the Rosh, in order to be mechoyev, it has to be a day garment. So we're trying to work out, is a beged your regular tzitzis that you buy in the store before you've put on tzitzis? What type of garment is it? What can we classify it? Well, what bracket can we put it under?
Day or night?
Day? Why? Why is it day?
Because that's the chiyuv if it's Siman Brahma,
Right.
then it has to be a day garment.
Avarega, the garment itself. Let's not think about the garment itself. When would people wear it? When do people wear that type of beged?
Are you asking what the manufacturer had in mind or what the person who bought it had in mind?
No, the times of the Rosh.
You tell me,
Yeah, garment that-
what is the identity of this beged? What is the identity? If we zoom in and look at the DNA of this beged, day, night, what is it? A day. You say a day.
Talking about the average tzitzit without the tzitzit.
Without the tzitzit. If you see it in the store, is it day or night?
Nobody would wear it.
Nobody would wear it. What is it? What beged is this? What is it?
That's part of the whole, according to the
Anyone? No. So according to the Rambam, then it's if it's day you're potter, if it's night. I'm talking about in the Rosh.
not this Rambam. I'm saying in general, it's not really much of a beged. It's not the kind of beged somebody would wear.
Slowly. Let's take on that there is a chiyuv because we all wear it. So yeah, the beged of tzitzis. But if we try to find out the identity of this beged, nobody's going to wear it. Nobody wears tzitzis. Like that type of beged. Have you ever seen someone wearing it? Don't know. Apparently, it's not fashionable.
Are you talking about talis katan?
Talis katan without tzitzis.
There are these people that clean the streets that happens to be yellow. They make every car owner wear put a yellow or orange thing in their car.
Is it linked over here?
Could be.
It is generally. If we look carefully at this beged, I don't think we're going to find in the nature of the beged, in the DNA of this beged, day or night. I don't know what it is. The Beit Yosef talks about this.
I have proof. Not of the Rosh. From the...
Rabbi Poston.
I have proved what I said.
Go on.
I can remember.
You just have to speak loud.
Okay, I proved what I said about the fact that I think that the tzitzis, small tzitzis or big tzitzis, you need to put only a day, it's a day garment.
Mm-hmm.
The third section of the Shema, third Parashia, it says, לבשתם ציצית, אתם מפגעים ציצית, Now, there's an argument between Chachamim and another rabbi in Haggadah Shel Pesach. And then there is the question, what is the meaning of that tzitzis? Day or night? And then it says that the argument, if I remember correctly, is that in the end they prove, according to one opinion, that it's proof that you should say the parashia not only at day, but also at night.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that's not logical for the subject. Then if it's not logical, because if it says the end is the end of the proof is the proof that was.
It's a complicated proof. What you're saying. It's a very complicated one.
Could you sum up the question, make clear what he's asking?
I think he's trying to bring a proof for one of the Rishonim, but it's quite a complicated one. I'm going to think about it. Maybe we'll write it down.
No, it's too complicated.
Okay.
It's not right.
Fine. So let's go back. So, let's go back and again. So we were discussing that according to the Rosh, a day garment at night you are obligated to wear tzitzis. A night garment during the day, and at night you're parted from tzitzis. So we're trying to work out our talis cotton. Where does it fall under? Day, night? Let's have a look in source number 5. Source number 5. This is the Beis Yosef on the side of the Torah Shulchan Aruch. The Beis Yosef is the one who wrote the Shulchan Aruch, so he has a pirish on the Torah Shulchan Aruch. It's the first line where it says in big Kosav. Kosav Mahari Abuhav Zal. Dehine. Behold, Zois HaTzitzis Shalonu. Our tzitzis, Sha'onu Oisim L'Shem Mitzvah, that we make it L'Shem Mitzvah, for the Mitzvah. V'lo L'Shem Malbush, we don't make it as a garment. In the olden days, the clothes that they wore was their tzitzis. It wasn't like, they didn't go to the store and buy, a special tzitzit. That was what they wore. It's like, that was their shirt, or, So he says, but us, that we have a special tzitzis, L'Shem Mitzvah, K'mo shekatsa Rabbi Yaakov Lamato, Shemizeh Hatam, whatever he's quoting something we're not going to go into, Ono Chayav and Lifsha to say Bachnas basic first. Okay. He says, we have a special tzitzis, L'Shem Mitzvah, in Cain, if that is so. Belaylo, at night time, afilu l'svars harosh, yireh, it should seem to be she'ein b'chiyav, that there's no chiyav. Why? Kivan shalayla potim and atzitzis. Says the Maria Buav, which the Beis Yosef was quoting, we wear the mitzvah, we wear the tzitzis, with the beged is only the shem mitzvah. It's not actually a garment. He calls it's not a garment. It's a beged shel mitzvah. A beged which we wear the shem mitzvah. So he says it's not yoim. It's not yoim that you're mechuyev also at night. It's not a day garment. So he said maybe you're potter at night. And he says for tzarachin. He's not sure. It's a question he's pondering about. Aryeh Buav says maybe this tzitzis, if we go into the DNA, the nature of this beged, before it's got tzitzis on, are you day or you night? I know, I'm a beged shel mitzvah. I'm something that they wear for mitzvah. Does that make me a day one? What do you think?
Because there's no mitzvah night. So.
Correct, but before you put on tzitzis, well, the mitzvah of tzitzis is when you put on a garment of that has 4 corners, then you have a chiyuv to put on. So when I put it on, I don't know, what nature does it have? What type of garment is it? It's a really tough question. He says v'tzarachin. He's not sure if you're mechuyev to wear it at night. Ad kan l'shon. Write it down. Says the Beis Yosef, ve'einoi nirali. I don't agree with this. This doesn't seem right to me. It's true, we don't wear this beged shel mitzvah for malbish. Right? We don't wear it because it's cool. We don't wear it because it's in fashion. We don't wear it to keep us warm or cold. That's not why we wear it. Mikol makom, however, malbashu. It is a garment. It's true, we don't wear it as a garment for I don't know, wearing purposes, but still, it's still a garment. Says the Beis Yosef,
used to absorb the sweat. Therefore, it's best to wear an undershirt underneath, so then it becomes a garment.
That's right.
I don't know if we're going to get into it, but so there is a concept, like let's say during the 9 days, people don't do laundry, you're allowed to wash your underwear.
Right.
Right? Because it's absorbed sweat, it's considered dirty.
Right.
And maybe also it's a bizayon, maybe it's a shameful thing to put it against your skin in order to absorb the sweat.
Right. Yep. Meaning, so you're explaining that it does have to be somewhat of a garment. If right, well, it's bigdayim it says, right? So it has to be a garment, right? The issue is calling it a day garment. That's the issue. So as Elisha says, and that's the Beis Yosef's svara, is that because we end up wearing it during the day because it's a begel shemitzvah, it ends up being a day garment. That makes it a day garment. It's an interesting thing. Okay. Lamaisa, what do? Seems to be the Shulchan Aruch tries to go with both shittas. So, so that at night, according to the Rambam, you're potter, but according to the Rosh, if it's something you wear during the day, you're mechuyev at night. I always had this question.
When you say at night, you mean sleeping as well?
It's a good question. Do you sleep with your tzitzis? The Arizal, it's brought in Shulchan Aruch, I think the Ramah brings it, says he used to sleep with his tzitzis. I think it was more al-pi Kabbalah. He slept with his tzitzis.
What do you do in the morning? When you make a new bracha?
Do you make a new bracha in the morning? If you're wearing it the whole night, do you make a new bracha? It's not pashut. It's not pashut. If you stayed up the whole night. Yeah, similar shaila. No, the minhag is not to wear it. We don't sleep. We wear it when you're sleeping.
On top of the next course that that the mitzvah is chal after alois.
Correct. So does that mean you should wear it in your night? I know in England, not here, in England, especially in Gateshead, it's very far north. Alois is about. There's different shittas. There's some shittas that alois is already 1 o'clock in the morning. The most taken on shitta is about 2:30 in the morning. Wow. Now it's only night at about 11 o'clock. So that means that when you're going to sleep, for about 2 hours of your sleep, it's night.
It's daytime.
It's nighttime. Between 11 o'clock at night and 1 o'clock, it's night. Then you've got alois. It's unclear when the chiyuv is, if it's from alois or later than that. But so, does it make sense to sleep with your tzitzis in Gateshead and even a bit lower down, Manchester and London?
So you have an 8 there, 3:30 in the morning? Over there in Gateshead?
Yes.
Could be, I don't know.
In London,
I've never been awake then. I have been awake then. I was there in yeshiva. I never went to sleep before 3:30.
I spent myself watching Gateshead. I had some friends who was learning in yeshiva there. And they davened shacharit, if I remember rightly. Something like about 3 o'clock in the morning.
Wow. And it's Shavuos night.
Even in London, it's 3:30.
Right. Nate says about 3:30. Shavuos night, when English people come to Israel, I remember when I came here, all of a sudden you have to learn till 5 in the morning. You're crazy. But in England, you only start your meal about 10 o'clock. By the time you get to the Beis Medrash, maybe 12, very late. You only get to the Beis Medrash about, 12:30. If you hurry up, you get there for like 12. And then Shachar starts about 2:30. That's it, you're done. It's like a quick stay down, you're finished. Yeah, a bit later than that. It depends which shit you got. In Gateshead, you can in Gateshead you could be davening. It's true, maybe 3:30, something like that. Gateshead 3:30 was right into Shachar. Yeah, Glasgow's even earlier. Anyway, Baruch Hashem, we're in Eretz Yisrael, so we get to learn a long, long Shavuos night. Get to have lots of coffees. Next interesting question. What about your blanket?
You were having some kind of hiccup before the anecdotes started.
Again, to speak up.
You were having some kind of hiccup about something before the anecdotes started.
Can't remember. Tell me what.
I can't remember
I know about sleeping in it at night. That's not.
Oh, sleeping at night.
If you're sleeping in it at night.
I don't. Yeah, I know some people they sleep with it at night. I know because they say I'm not missing out from 4 o'clock until 7 o'clock. I had a rebbe in school used to say from 4 o'clock until 7 o'clock I have a mitzvah tzitzis. I'm not losing out. So he used to say, but people don't. I don't know. I need to look into it. Eretz Yisrael, when does it get light already here? When's it nets here? Like when you mechuyev in tzitzis here? What?
Depends on the summer or winter.
No, I'm saying in the summer, in the winter, there's nothing to discuss, right? You when you're sleeping, it's a fully night, basically. Anyway, let's go on to the next topic. The next inyan we need to discuss is a blanket. What happens if I'm wearing every blanket that I know? Most blankets. I'm actually thinking my blanket at home is not exactly square. But a lot of blankets, you've got 4 corners. Why aren't you mechuyev? So again, we need to break this down. According to the Rosh, what does the Rosh say? You're mechuyev, you're potter if it's a ksus laila. Is a blanket a ksus laila? Yes. Let's have a look at the Torah. The Torah.
Living in the Inuit place, in the place of the Inuits.
Where's that?
That's in northern Canada.
Aha. So then it's day the whole time.
So then that your blankets, which you're wearing all the time.
Can I hear that?
Because it's cold?
Because it's very cold.
Oh, that's what you mean. Okay. Get yourself some heating. Says the Torah was the son of the Rosh, so you can imagine who he's going to be leaning towards. Says the Torah, v'sadinin, blankets. Afal pisha odim yoshe behem b'boiker. People sleep, people sleep in the morning as well, right? As we just said, it gets light at 4 in the morning. You get for shachris at 7 o'clock. So you sleep with it during the day. So maybe you should put on tzitzis. Ika tashmishan balayla. The main usage is at night. Uksus laila mikri. We call it uksus laila. Uksus laila, something that's miyuchad for night. You're potter. No, I'm waiting for the lamdon. I'm waiting for the people. No, what?
Yes, so then the question then goes back, and how do you define what a beged is?
What do you mean?
You're not wearing a blanket. It's covering you, but technically you're not wearing it.
Very geschmack. We're going to see soon.
This was a complete statement, so I have no question.
What's this?
It was a complete statement, so I have no question.
Okay, yeah, you can have no question. Remind me of his name.
David.
Reb David asked a question. He says, why are we concerned about a blanket? You're not wearing a blanket. It's covering you.
What about shatnez on a blanket?
What?
What about shatnez on a blanket?
Shatnez on a blanket. Are you over if you have shatnez on a blanket? It's a good question.
Like you said, if you wouldn't wear the blanket, if it has
I'm not sure about shatnez. I'm almost sure you are over. You are over.
But that's not because it includes seats. I think the chairs.
You have to get a
It's-
blanket shatnez tested?
If it's got wool or linen, do you?
You don't have to get it checked.
Why not? If it's got wool in, why not?
No, because it's usually 100% wool. Like jackets, they have this fancy insert that keeps the lapels and certain parts of it from getting messed up. Nobody cares that blankets, that's expensive, an insert. They don't do it. They don't do it with blankets, as far as I know. As far as I know, nobody's checked
Okay.
the blankets. If it says on the
thing, linen.
wool in it,
Okay.
I think
Okay.
it's, good, you have to check.
Okay.
I've got
Reb David, what, sorry?
I've got a high quality blanket from England that's got like a sort of cotton edging.
That's no
I
problem.
think it's cotton, I don't think it's
All right.
I don't feel like it.
Okay. Okay. So,
Doubt it.
let's see. Reb David Tainas.
Any chashash, then you get it checked. If there's no chashash.
Right. If you suspect that it's got wool and linen. Right? Okay. Reb David says, what's the Torah talking about? What's the Torah talking about? You're not wearing a blanket. On the other hand, Reb Shlomo's taining that on shatnez, you will be over. We're going to have to see if there's a difference. What do we do? There's one thing which I'm waiting for someone to jump out of his seat about. I need someone to jump out of his seat. What's he saying? That Ikka Tashmishan is Balayla. Who cares if Moses is Tashmishan Balayla? What does the Rambam hold? The Rambam hold irrelevant of when you usually wear the blanket. If it's night, you're potter. If it's day, you're chayav. So who cares if you wear it at night? Who cares if you wear it at night? If it's daytime, even if you usually wear it at night, you're still mechuyev to put on tzitzis. So what the Torah's reason to get out of it only works according to the Rosh. According to the Rambam, that during the day, whatever type of garment it is, you're mechuyev to put on tzitzis. It doesn't make a difference that you usually wear it at night. If you find yourself, you wake up, it's 6 in the morning and it's light outside, put on tzitzis. You can't. The Torah doesn't work according to the Rambam. You hear what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Say again. The Rambam holds that if it's nighttime, you are potter from tzitzis, irrelevant of what type of garment it is. It's not tzitzis time. In the day, the Rambam holds irrelevant of what type of garment, it's tzitzis time. So who cares if you generally use it during the night? Who cares? If it's a night garment and you're wearing it during the day, according to the Rambam, you're mechuyev. You're obligated to put on tzitzis. So according to the Rambam, should come out, you should put tzitzis on your garment.
Okay, so according to the Rambam, then a blanket is a garment.
Well, the Rambam never said that. Rambam never said. I'm accusing the Rambam. I thought you were going to say that the Rambam has got your reason. That who said it's called being? Who said it's called wearing it? Maybe that's what the Rambam's reason is. Let's have a look at the Magen Avraham. Right? Maybe. Let's look at the Magen Avraham. The Magen Avraham is going to discuss this, and we're going to end with the Magen Avraham. The Magen Avraham is a pirush on the Shulchan Aruch. It's source number 7. If you look at the side, not in the main thing, not in the main part of the writing, you'll see 3 lines down, Ois Gimel. Sadinim. He is going on the Shulchan Aruch. Kosav ba'agos Maimonides. It says in Agos Maimonides, Dila harambam, according to the Rambam, Shesoiva, who holds Ksus Laila, a garment which is special for night, B'yoim, during the day, Chayav, Im Kain, Hasadinim Chayavim B'tzitzis. It will come out that a blanket is chayiv and tzitzis. It's obligated. This is what Agos Maimonides. He finishes reading the Rambam. He says, okay, my blanket is chayiv and tzitzis. For Rabbeinu Eliyahu, hoya oislem tzitzis. And the Agos Maimonides carries on. He says, you know, Rabbeinu Eliyahu, I think it was Eliyahu in a different print, hoya oislem tzitzis, he actually put on tzitzis on his blanket. Let's carry on. Or minik pashut. Says the Magen Avraham, minig pasha shaloi lahatel tzitzis b'sadinim. It's a taken on minig. You do not put tzitzis on blankets.
What's the definition of a minig pasha? I don't know what that means.
Minig, which everyone's taken on. This is what's been taken on. Widespread, nothing to talk about. You don't put it on. Bein shein pishton, whether it's flax, linen, or tzemeh, ad kan l'shoinei. Right? Because there's machlekes rishonim if only tzemeh is mechuyev min Torah or other garments as well. Ad kan loshen Beis Yosef. This is what the Beis Yosef says. Says the Magen Avraham. So the Magen Avraham has been quoting the Beis Yosef, right? Beis Yosef says according to the Rambam, Beis Yosef is quoting someone else, right? Beis Yosef starts quoting that Agos Maimonides that according to the Rambam, you should put it on. You should put on tzitzis onto a blanket, and he says Rabbeinu Eliyahu used to. The Beis Yosef says about that, no. Minik pashut, you don't put it on a blanket. Now says the Magen Avraham, I don't know the reason why you should be potter from a wool blanket. Wool blanket is mechuyev according to all Rishonim. Over Sefer Yereim, in the Sefer Yereim, kosav gamkim shechayavim. The Yereim says you are mechuyev to put on a blanket. So he doesn't know why, says the Magen Avraham. Over Modcha, in the Modcha, another one of the Rishonim says, kosav isa b'sefri. It says in the Sefri, ksus prat l'sodin. There's a drasha which says ksus, it's come to exclude a sodin, a blanket. Venirali, says the Modcha. David, you should read this. Venirali.
Venirali she'ein chayavim b'tzitzit klal. Okay.
Elo. Only those, says the Madcha, nearly you're only mechuyev she'ein chayavim b'tzitzis klal. You're not mechuyev b'tzitzis ela oisen she'ein derech levisha. Those which are derech levisha, a type of wearing it when you're wearing it, like you said.
They make a special blanket that has like sleeves in it.
I know they make it for kids. I'm not joking. Sleeping bag. But do you wear a sleeping bag?
No.
Doran, think about it. Do you wear a sleeping bag or are you in a sleeping bag? It's a good question. What do you think? A person, you don't think you're wearing it? Yeah, well, no one's walking outside with their sleeping bag. I think you're going to talk about something else. Even that, not. Even that, not. I know they make for kids, but there's no chiv chinuch. They make it for very little kids. No, there's a word for it.
The onesies? The onesies?
No onesie. It's like, there's a fancy word for it. My wife's going to tell me when I come home. It doesn't help me now.
16th century Poland, garments were harder to get, and it had like these fancy dinim that sometimes people would wear, and sometimes they'd use it for blanket.
Could be that you'd be mechuyev.
In Africa, they have a hole for your head. It's a blanket.
Really?
Yeah.
You hear that? We have a South African here. He says there's a hole, and you put your blanket on like that. But do you walk around like... You'd walk around the house like that, let's say?
If you're in Lesotho and it's minus 10, it will be quite appropriate.
Okay, maybe you're mechuyev. If you have a type of blanket which you put over your head, maybe you're mechuyev. Poncho. But you remember, you need 4 corners, right? Cut it and make the balagan. Okay. Fine. Ends off. I'm going to skip out a whole load. Let's go to the second to last line in the Magen Avraham. This is the punchline. I hope it doesn't hurt anyone. Venirili. It's the middle of the second to last line. Says the Magen Avraham. Venirili, it appears to me to besodin shel tzemah, a blanket of wool. Yasa keren echad egula. You should make one of the corners round. Liftoi mitzitzis aliba de kula alman. Then you'll get out of all problems. The Magen Avraham brought a list of Rishonim who said you are mechuyev. They argued with what Reb David said. They said, even if you're not doing it derech levisha, it covers you, that's enough. Maybe they find it the same as kilayim. Maybe. So says the Magen Avraham, if you want to get out of all problems, cut one of the corners. Usually when you cut the corners, you're getting away with something. But here, apparently, it's a chumrah to cut the corner. Right? If you cut the corner, you'll get out of all problems. The Mishnah Berurah brings this down. He just got it. The Mishnah Berurah brings this down. That if somebody has a wool blanket, it's a good thing to do. You don't need to do it. It's a good thing to do to cut one of the corners. So that's a little bit of a understanding. We've gained a deeper understanding of what it means to, if you're mechuyev to wear tzitzit at night. It's a machlokas. It's good to wear tzitzit at night because according to the Rosh you have a chiyuv. And we discussed whether our begadim you're mechuyev, and we said the Beis Yosef says you are. And we've discussed blankets. What's the thing with a blanket? If it's as far as to say you're not wearing it, but we see some Rishonim say you should still wear it according to the Rambam. Magen Avraham says if it's from wool, because wool according to everyone you mechuyev tzitzis, you should cut one of the corners. I know Rabbi Avraham Erlanger was at Tzal. He was a big Rosh Yeshiva in Torah, and his son learns in my Beis Midrash. I remember when once I heard a tzitzis share, and this person was a great nephew of his. He said he was in Rabbi Avraham Erlanger's house, and he remembers, it's like a thing, that he had, his blanket was cut because he had a wool, apparently many years ago. His son told me that, I asked him about it. He said, yeah, many years ago, it was very, very common that people had wool blankets. And it was basically this shaila. So Rabbi Avraham Erlanger cut his. I don't know if he cut his wife's as well. But, it's a chumrah, you don't need to do it. It's a nice thing to do. Have a lovely, lovely week.
Okay.
Shkech.